Game is starting. Game is starting. We're getting the knife round. All right. Talking about other things afterwards. Right now, knife round. So here is Team Empire in the T spawn. We'll follow them out. And then we'll get into this. The sky cams. Here's raisedbypixels coming in from the CT side. All 5 players meeting on the A-bomb site. So what this is, if you don't know, is on Face It, this is the knife round. If a game goes to a full best of 3, the third map will have a knife round to determine who gets to choose their side. And raisedbypixels just won the knife round, which means they will get their choice of side. You know, I'm someone that likes a side of fries or chips, sometimes just a salad. But in this case, you only get to choose T or CT side. And if you don't like that joke, too bad. I tell it all the time. But just waiting for the side choice to be made. As soon as it is, we will dive into the game. And I will see you in the server, as I always say. There it is. All right, so we have raisedbypixels on the CT side, and Empire starting off on the T side. It's a big game for raisedbypixels. They've got 2 more chances this week if they don't win this one to make it into playoffs, whereas Empire are just looking to strengthen their position on the standings. Let's get it started. Coco already putting out the smoke for window. As Empire just going to try and get spread out, take the mid control early on. Soul Survivor, ooh, jumping on the over to Cat to start off the round. Empire just going to slow things down just a touch. Smoke's out for the A site. This could be a bluff by Empire. They've made it look like they're going to go towards A, and now this is baited Soul Survivor out towards Cat. Good couple of shots onto Walco, but it's not enough to take the kill. So Empire going to start this one off with a man advantage. Attila goes down, but Interrobang able to grab one back for raisedbypixels. 3 versus 3. Victorious. Already making a mark as well, but this round, it's not getting any easier as that bomb has gone down, and Twigs playing from behind bench is going to form a problem for raisedbypixels. Bright kills Walco, and that'll leave this down to a 1 versus 2. Artorias on 84 HP, 9 bullets left in the clip. It's more than enough if he can find the heads, but there's one. That's Twigs. It's just Coco left standing, but proves to be too much to handle as Empire going to take away that pistol round. Oh, we're already getting the tech pauses, which means I get to come back. I get to be on your camera if there's a tech pause. That's how this works. So a great start for Empire. They do take the pistol round. That means that they will have the buy-in for the second round, though it looks like raisedbypixels are interested in forcing back in. They don't want to be... It's probably... Oh, it's Attila. Okay. Oh, I see it. I see it now. Attila. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, if I were actually good at this whole casting thing, I would be going to all of the players and getting their name pronunciations before the game even started, but you know, clearly I'm not a good streamer. How do people learn of my stream? So there's a few different things. Depending on the game, there might be websites showcasing it. But for something like this, it's going to be if gambling websites are hosting it. So which is, it kind of sucks because it means that the people that join into the stream are let's just call them joyless ghouls. Unless they're just specifically supporting one of the teams. But the people that are gambling on games are awful. Anyway, we're getting back into this one, so I'll talk more about that later. All right, so force buy for Raised by Pixels. After the unfortunate disconnection. 3 rifles on the side of Empire, so they're definitely looking to continue to snowball with the pistol round. Heavy stack on the A bomb site, which I think is a little bit weird considering Empire only faked the A site last round. So, does feel like a little bit risky for the side of Raised by Pixels to be having such a heavy stack here. 4 players on site waiting for the first player to peek out. Meanwhile, Empire just trying to gain information all over the map, rovering around. Hearing those flashbangs ring out. There's a little bit of a change in movement from these 2 players over by Connector. Still, though, keeping Artorias holding steady on Palace could be the spoiler that Raised by Pixels need on this round. They do lose 1 on Cat. Oh, Empire, they try to force the fight out of Palace anyway. They end up taking a heavy loss as a result. 3 versus 4 and a very long round for Empire. They might have sold this fake, though. Walco falls on Cat, but that's enough space for bomb to be planted on A. Raised by Pixels are assuming that with the amount of time this has taken, it's got to be a B hit, and they're going to be caught a little bit banjaxed off the back, but the fire onto the plant spot melts through Coco. There's nothing left for Bagel. It's Attila to close this one out as Raised by Pixels. That force buy coming through strong. But yes, you're right. There's not a lot of good sponsors in esports right now. So, you know, you take what you can get. And unfortunately for a lot of people, that is gambling. Well, no bomb plant and not a lot of kills on the side of Empire means that they're going to be down to just pistols. Maybe a couple of pieces of armor. Going into round number 3, this should be an open and shut case for Raised by Pixels. They've got the stronger weapons, but as Empire waterfall out of apartments, it's 2 for Artorias. Bomb drops on site as well, and the rest of the team is going to rotate in as Artorias picks up a 3rd. Walco now looking for the 1 versus 3, P250 in hand, but he is going to be shredded as well. Artorias with a 4K as Raised by Pixels pick up the lead. And unfortunately for Empire, with only 2 kills, that's not going to be enough for any sort of a quality buy. Now on a 2-round loss bonus. It's going to be the full save opted for on this T side. Should be, for all intents and purposes, another opportunity for Raised by Pixels to keep things rolling along. That Molotov didn't go where it was meant to, I don't think. I think that was supposed to go deeper. But I don't think it's going to matter too much either, as Empire walk through underpass and into the tofu grinder that is this MP9 on Soul Survivor. Flash in the middle. No one to peek off the back of that, so this Connector fight going to be the one to call most of this push into question. 3 players lined up outside of the smoke. If Interrobang, oh, he launches the nade. He does have enough time to get the M4 back out. And Attila, on the backside of things, will collapse one more. Right with a headshot onto Twigs, leaves no one as the last player standing. And no one gets no impact as Raised by Pixels pick up a 3rd round. Smooth movements for Interrobang. As Empire now looking to flip the script. They do have that full buy, but the util is a little bit lackluster. So, Walco being the new player to Empire makes me wonder if he's brought some of that EG experience to this roster. Maybe he's slowing down the plays a little bit. There are a lot of teams where we'll see fast is just the name of the game. But we see a lot more disciplined play coming in than we have the last two games tonight. Ooh, good catch for no one. That's the mid player flattened. And that leaves Empire with a pretty open map to work with. 2 players on each site. Empire will opt for the A-bomb site. They've already found the AWP of Sole Survivor, and they've lost Walco to it. But as he's pushed away into CT, they give some space, and Artorias and One Bright will fall as a result. Oh, Attila trying to put down a field of fire through connector. Does catch on to no one. But it's not going to stop the bomb from going down for Empire. Sole Survivor trying to get an early pick as Empire escaped the site. Not going to be able to spot anyone. And it's 2 versus 3 retake. Might be a little bit questionable as that timer ticks down. We can see Attila actually has a fairly high amount of money in their bank account, and Interrobang and One Bright also fairly rich. So really not a whole lot of reason to be trying to retake. Yeah, you lose the round, but if the money's good, you're going to buy up into the next one and just use what you just learned. Coco catches those 2 players, catches a quick sight, but it's not enough for the kill, and so Attila and Sole Survivor will be surviving the round, and with that money, Raised by Pixels should be feeling fairly good, even off the back of the loss. Okay, one more, and Empire can really consider themselves in the driver's seat. But right now, Raised by Pixels, which is an Oni Pixel-ass name, are very much in the driver's seat. Plenty of util to go around still. Empire, they're taking this one at a snail's pace. It worked on the previous full buy. But it gets iffy if you lose these first picks. Does seem like they're interested in a B site take this time around, as util starting to land over towards mid. We're going to get the molly into under balcony right here. It's a little bit hard to line up when you can't see because there's a smoke in your way. 45 seconds, and I don't think there's even been a point of damage caused so far. Interrobang, this Molotov going to force him off of platform. Still, the smoke in his path prevents the kill as Walco wrecks Sole Survivor. It might be the go signal for the A-bomb site. It's just One Bright here. They do have Artorias rotating on over, but One Bright might be enough. Attila picks off 1 and a second. Only 1 response out of Twigs. If he gets this, oh, then there's real chance as well. Bomb picked up as Interrobang erases Twigs from the server, and with 12 seconds left, Coco has to get this bomb down. There's not enough time. He has to go for the safe plant behind the bomb. Oh my goodness, he walked through the cross there? That was audacious. Molotov will force him away, and Interrobang taking those shots off the AWP, but nothing going their way. How did this round fall in such an awkward spot for Raised by Pixels? They had so much control, and then just out of nothing, it felt like Empire suddenly exploded. Coco to close this one out, and Empire now in a commanding position. Well, I'd like to call this a full buy, but with the MP9 and the auto shotgun on Interrobang, it's a nearly full buy for the side of Raised by Pixels, though Soul Survivor taking some early damage in ladder. That's going to force him into a much more careful position. Oh, look at this, all the way back. He's like completely out of dodge. And that's so much control, map control for the side of Empire now. They're not going to use it though. This could get really weird if Raised by Pixels are able to push all the way in through ramp, and they are, and Terrobang going to take point. They lose one right off the back. Oh, they only lose Bale God. A little bit of an interesting strategy by Raised by Pixels. They try to get the early warning onto the A-bomb site, but it ends up becoming a nightmare. Because now Artorias, 1 versus 4, has to just save this MP9 because the money has been entirely whittled down. So he's looking for the shots. He's got twigs on the railing. He'll be impaled by the fence. Ouch. Oof. Not even allowed to save the MP9. At least for Raised by Pixels, they're now on a 3-round loss bonus, so the buy here could actually be pretty strong. They could go for some real serious pistol armor. There could be some SMGs thrown into the mix to throw Empire off their game. So there's still a possibility, but now hopefully we get to see a speed increase from Empire, knowing that they've got the weapon advantage. Eagle in hand for Interrobang. Oh, not going to be hitting anything. It's no one with the double. And mid has been entirely leveled by Empire. They'll still have to avoid Attila and Artorias. These MP9s on Cat could shred through them. And it's going to be right into the grinder for these Cat players. And Attila just shreds them to smithereens, you say. 2 versus 2. As Empire now appearing on this B-bomb site. That bomb is going down. Not a lot to do about that. But oh my goodness, One Bright. That Deagle just deletes Empire from the server. Around Raised by Pixels had a seriously disadvantaged buy, and they still managed to come out on top. As much as I like to see the pacier round from Empire, man, it makes you wonder whether they should be doing it or not. So now it's Empire's turn to have an aspirational buy going into round number 9. They do have rifles, but Coco only going to be holding on to the Deagle. AWP through connector. That could be quite worrying. And there's actually 2 ops on the side of Raised by Pixels, and already Terrobang is struck once. Very quick double push for Raised by Pixels. They repel 2 off the back of this, and looks like Empire want to leave and re-aggro this B-bomb site. No, maybe not. Five versus 3, and Timer about to be Raised by Pixels' greatest ally. Torius boosted up into apartments to continue throwing a spanner into the plans of Empire. A little bit of from Attila to just give the illusion that they're leaving the site, but Artorias is still here, and he is clapping everybody. Paves the 2 players inside of apartments and leaves this one down to Twigs and the Deagle. So that is a full 5 players surviving for Raised by Pixels. Honestly, this game really does feel like it's been a very scared Empire fighting against a very dominant Raised by Pixels. See if that changes as we switch sides, but this T side is definitely not what I was expecting, actually. Oh, nade just lands onto Bagel. Bagel gets toasted by the nade. That's not where you meant for that to go, is it? Artorias is fighting his way out of the abyss. Now, 4 players lined up for the A-bomb site. If Empire act decisively, this is still a 1 bright that they could overwhelm. Soul Survivor, waiting over in Palace, spots the players inside of Palace. Smoke will allow them to slip away, but now they know. And it's still a double op setup for Raised by Pixels. Interrobang holding that over towards apartments. Does look like Empire haven't been discouraged from this A-bomb site. They are biding their time. They're waiting to see if Raised by Pixels will give them something, but really they're not. It's 1 bright from under Palace looking to be set up for the multi-frag, and he absolutely will. The 3-player spray down. Walco left to try and pick something out of nothing for Team Empire. Last player in, first player with kills. Oh, there's the head of Attila, though. Just has to recover the bomb, but already 2 players sitting inside of CT, and there's 20 seconds remaining. Can Walco pull this one off? The former EG player looking to make an impression on his new team. Just going to play the fake plant. One more try to try and take some weapons away, but even that will be denied. And that basically accounts to 1 chance left for Empire to try and even this out. I feel like if they lose this, then we're going to be looking at almost likely an 8-4. So a good time for the timeout to be called on the side of Empire. And they're off. And unfortunately, without the bomb plant, without the wins, Empire are going to be stuck going into this with just full AKs. Who knows? They might not need the op, but to fight a double op setup, I feel like you might need 1. Smoke broken open for connector. Interrobang spots the sprays, but everything going to be hitting air. Attila looking to retake space on side of Cat. But the rest of the team isn't really interested in crunching on mid, so this could be a risky play. I like the nade. I don't think it did much damage. I think no one took a whole 3 points of damage off that. Minute remaining as Empire start to group up in apartments looking for this B-bomb site. You can see Raised by Pixels are starting to get suspicious as they've already started rotating Interrobang back over to the B-bomb site, so it's going to be a 3-player stack to deal with. Attila, the first one up to bat, and already Wolko flattened. Attila's looking for more, though. Might not even need it. Terrabang and Soul Survivor delete 2, and they pave this Empire team into the dirt. Coco and no one now. 2 versus 3 as that timer gets down to 20 seconds. Bomb still in the possession of no one, but they've got to get this planted right away. And not a second sooner. That nade landing onto no one. Down to 80 HP, but with the smokes inside of Market, still enough to keep Raised by Pixels back. The spot, but oh my goodness, no one. Wait, does he go for more? Jukes around the wall. Oh, just to fall to Bright. And now it's up to Coco in the 1 versus 1. And Terrabang on low HP spots the player over by bench, but the first shot misses. Looking for another one, rips off another shot, and it's Coco to win the duel. An Empire, an absolutely instrumental round. As now they look to tie things up at 6. So a full buy for Raised by Pixels. And look at how much initiative is being taken by Soul Survivor. This AWP pushed so far up on Cat, and it's paying off in spades. Already the double kill. And Empire now left scrambled. 2 versus 5 within 30 seconds. It's an indictment that you don't want to have to be on the other side of. But it is looking like we're going to have a 7-5 scoreline at the half. Raised by Pixels in the lead. I don't want to speak too soon, though. Bagel God does spot that AWP sneaking into Cubby, so at the very least there's the trade, but there are still been 2 ups. And Soul Survivor cleans this one up. Now I have to go to the HUD, and I have to do this. And do that. Bagel not having too great of a game on the T side. It's really hard to pinpoint the weakness of Empire. Honestly, I could say that the slowness of their playstyle has kind of been giving Raised by Pixels a lot more opportunities than they otherwise would have as they waterfall out of apartments. There's Bagel waking up on the CT side. USP comes out to great effect. 2 kills knocked off the site. Meanwhile, oh my gosh, Artorias just sliding all over the place. 2 headshots in the bag. And this one turns to a 3 versus 3 retake for Empire. Not an enviable position to be in as there's 2 players starting to walk out of apartments. Walco, though, good for at least 1 as the trades come in. And oh my god, Attila, just quick strafe out, shot, and head deleted. Raised by Pixels easily with the pistol round. And Empire going to be opting for the force buy. That's a little bit optimistic, I would say. But if they can turn this around, then we have a real half on our hands. Otherwise, I feel like this one's... Well, don't want to give too much too early. But already, Raised by Pixels just grinding up these Empire players. A site is completely open. Ooh, scout coming out for Coco. Tag onto Bright. Not sure if it's going to be enough to actually impact the round or if it's just At least I raised up my ADR. Twig's looking for a little hint of something, waiting to see if Pixels will try and escape through the murder hole, but I think they've already made the decision that they're not doing that. We can see the x-rays of the players headed towards underpass. So if they peek over towards Cat, Coco could still pick somebody off? No, it has been denied. So 9 rounds for Raised by Pixels, and now the buy for Empire is going to be absent. Likely to be 10 for Raised by Pixels. Not a fun place to be if you're Empire. Just trying to pick up the pieces of a first half that was looking almost flawless by Raised by Pixels. Only losing the pistol round on their CT side, but... Ooh, I like this nade. Bagel crushes Bright, but Attila able to get the trade, and, well, Raised by Pixels are going to be waterfalling out apartments once again. Already on the B-bomb site, there's not really a whole lot of opportunity for Empire to really affect this round anymore. The long-range rifle's doing too much, although the 5.7 still working magic from the A site. 5.7 for Twigs now, and the 1 versus 3 would be picking up a 1 versus 4 round if he's able to close this one out, but I think that it's almost pointless to mention. Is he going for this? He doesn't have the kit. Twigs is just looking to maybe do a little bit of extra damage onto a saving player, but it's just going to be blown away by the bomb. Oh, man. Important full buy here for Empire. The CT side has been pretty flat from them so far, so if there were a time to place a foothold and make a comeback, now would be that time. They've bled out a lot. Looks like Raised by Pixels, though, are going to go with a much pacier, fast round already on the A site. Bright with a headshot on a no one, and it's already looking like Empire aren't going to have a route back into this round, much less this game. 4 versus 5, the util is just peppering them. Death by 1,000 cuts is what it is. We're getting the boost up for Attila. A little bit of unexpected tech as the Empire players try to make an inroads from CT, and they get nothing. They've been stonewalled off completely. Artorias and Attila just allowing nothing through. Coco's AWP. Oh, even that's denied. Somebody call Oni Pixel. Raised by Pixels are dismantling Empire right now. Walco just looking to hold on to this gun. At this point in the game, every little bit is a blessing, but Artorias is going to deny even that. And a brief respite for Empire. I mean, how do you find your way back into this right now? If you're Empire, do you go for the armor pistol? Do you stack the sight? Do you just... Like, the mental almost feels just done for Empire. The players that have struggled on the T side haven't woken up enough into the CT side, and no one's really been performing as the sides have been swapped at all. So, but we also did get to see some crazy rounds being won by Empire before, so can't count them out just yet. Looks like there will be money saved for Empire into that map point for Raised by Pixels. Twig's going to be mollied out of position as just, oh my gosh, flying into the site. Artorias is not giving Empire a single breath to take. Has to go for the reload here, and the 5.7 does come out strong for Bagel. So, at the very least, a little bit of a twinkle in the eye of Empire here, but I've already been weakened up so much. No one, what in the world? He's picked off two, and he's left sole survivor in a 1 versus 1. Has to pull out the Glock now. No bullets left in the AK, and no one saves the round for Empire. Raised by Pixels down into underpass. A look to take that mid control this time around. A lot of the rounds they've won have been fast, decisive ones. But ooh, up into the smoke. Bagel God doesn't spot that. I don't know. They were able to see it. Oh, there's a good start, though. Right from off of Cat. Artorias' head finally removed. He's been having a heck of a game, but Bagel is still punching holes. 2 kills already. Oh, 2 right back for Raised by Pixels. 1 bright with the tag. Empire better get moving, though. Otherwise, Twigs is going to be all alone on this push. Raised by Pixels grouping up. 2 in apartments, 1 by Cat. Coco will be rotated on over, so at the very least, there's going to be a second player present for this inclination. Ooh, and that might be just the ticket. Off out of Coco. Stabs 1 bright right through. And this round has gotten quite short. Sole Survivor has to get the bomb down right now. It's going to be denied. Attila just looking for the 1 versus 3, but even that there's not going to be enough time for, as no one's off in another zip code. And Empire continue to whittle down this lead. Whittle down the bank accounts, more importantly, of Raised by Pixels. Especially winning a round on time. That means that Raised by Pixels could have their economy crushed coming up here. Now, Soul Survivor looking for the early contact is going to get repelled off with the Molotov down ramp. Smoke's doing a good job to hold back Raised by Pixels. Now, Counter Smoke's doing a good job of allowing Raised by Pixels out onto the A-bomb site. Look at how much Attila is swinging around to remove the head of no one. Down to the 4 versus 4. Rotation already arrived. Walco shreds through 2. Do we have more on the table? Bomb down, 2 versus 4. Defense now for Raised by Pixels. Quickly changed. Soul Survivor alone on ramp. Smoke going to deny him vision into this round. And Empire should have it locked up with a key. Well, what happened to Empire? Or what happened to Raised by Pixels? They were on a roll, and now you just wonder where they went. Empire definitely waking up into the second half. It's taken a little bit. The full buy coming out now for Raised by Pixels. Nearly full buy here for the side of Raised by Pixels. Ooh, I think Twigs has an inkling that somebody's up in apartments already, and Coco gonna start this one off by, well, winning the op duel versus Soul Survivor. Oh my gosh, this position for Twigs. He spotted the head over, and Attila and Artorias will take this site over. 3 versus 3 now, as the rotation starts to return to the site, and the flash out of no one allows Walco to dive in and take the head off of Otero Bang. Coco continuing his reign of terror on the AWP, leaves one bright in the 1 versus 3, and that M4, the spray down, misses. So Empire bringing this one closer and closer. Don't call it a comeback. They're not there yet, but look at how close. The amazing thing about Counter-Strike is you never know where the game is actually going to end. And that is going to be Raised by Pixels Bank, finally completely broken. They have to go for the save here. It's pistols all day. Oh my gosh. Clearly I should be watching Coco, except the moment that I do, he gets flattened by the deagle of Attila, and no one just gets drive-by swung, and Taro Bang wreaking havoc on the A-bomb site. Again, it's a fast round that benefits Raised by Pixels. The smokes over towards jungle, going to deny Empire any activation back into this round. Oh, look at the damage coming through the box onto Soul Survivor. He does get the bomb down, but now the question is, can he hold his nerve? Bagel God has to go for the reload. My goodness, he's slipped away into CT as well. Such low HP onto these two players. If there was a single HE grenade, it would be amazing right now, but there's nothing left in the util department. Just a smoke on Bagel God. Might not even be needed, as he's already found one, and Twigs will clean this round up.
Wow. 13 is lucky, right?
I thought I said stop subscribing to me. Why are you doing that? Thank you for the subscription, but also use it on somebody else. I'm not good. No. Now let's see here. Full buy for Raised by Pixels. They've been taken from nothing to almost a tie. 5 rounds to 10 for Empire. What a streak. Raised by Pixels gonna try this A-bomb site, test it one more time. Gotta keep checking. Is it still stacked? And this time, it's not to be. No one already paved off from the firebox. Artorias taking so much space in towards Ticket. There's no way you can clear this out and have enough time to fight any other players. Raised by Pixels might have finally found the formula. Attila and Artorias just destroying these Empire players, and it's going to be down to Coco in the 1 versus 5, and he knows he's got players on all sides of him. That shot whiffing is going to be deadly for him. Able to flatten Artorias, but Bright will respond, and it's going to be Raised by Pixels on 12 first. And unfortunately for Empire, the rounds and they've been winning have been pretty back and forth rounds, so the economy is not in their favor. They do have the AWP, but they are going to be bringing 2 MP9s to the fight. And I notice a critical lack of kits. So the bomb down could be the ringing bell that ends this game. But this time, Empire taking some little different spots on the A site. Having a player's sandwich is always one of those things where sometimes you just get immediately peaked for nothing, and sometimes it is the highlight machine. Raised by Pixels, as they're still searching for that information. They don't know what's going on just yet. Going to be the fast push out of ramp. Twigs has a lot of responsibility, as does no one, and Artorias has already found no one. So if there's no multi-frag for Twigs, then I think this one's just about over. Attila and Artorias grinding through, melting through these Empire players. 2 versus 4 on the retake, and again, with no kit, Soul Survivor gonna delete Coco from the server, and it's Artorias to finish things off. 13-10, Raised by Pixels will take their 8th win on the season. Well, it started off like a very difficult looking round for... It started off looking like this was just going to be a very one-sided affair, but good to see that Empire were able to bring it back.